Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your boy Trey, my man Bishop. We here, falling first formation, morning sports talk. Hey, Bishop's already coming here with that stuff, but we're gonna keep it pushing anyway. How you doing, bro? What's going on, Bishop?
Hey, what's going on, Trey, man? WGO, what's going on? What's going on, man? All I did was Trey saying I'm coming in here with the ish, but all I did was ask him a question. I said, how about them Lakers? Because I know they failed last night. But either way, it's Thursday. We're just 48 hours, a little over 48 hours away from Super Bowl 56, and less than 24 hours from our picks, everyone. So, hey, be sure to stay tuned for those that are on here right now. I see it ain't nobody on here. So, all of y'all getting 48 56s, everybody.
Oh, there go one. Someone
Whoa,
showed
there,
up
we
just
got one.
right before formation, right before you call
Right,
fall day.
right
Here come
before,
that
yeah,
one walking up.
fall in. Oh,
Hey,
there it
let's
is.
get it,
Fall
Jackie.
in.
Good
So,
morning,
so,
good morning,
so
good
whoever
morning,
that is,
Jackie.
Jackie made it. Jackie, good morning. You made the formation. And whoever the other two people made the formation, everybody else, y'all late, y'all getting the 48
Okay,
56.
Erica,
Erica, you made it. I knew
what's
you was
good?
gonna
That's
make it,
good.
Erica. I knew you was gonna make it. Yeah, everybody else getting 48 56.
That's it. How many times was that you, Bishop? Like running up. I know you're a stellar. You was a stellar NCO, most likely a stellar soldier. But how many times did you was late to formation coming up? Good. What's going on,
What's up,
sir?
Sarah? How you doing?
Good
Welcome back from your little vacation
morning.
out there in Florida. Welcome back. Welcome back. Bro, so ever
Welcome
since I
back.
was a
Welcome back.
kid,
Welcome back.
welcome back. People don't know nothing about that, Terry. We taking them too far back,
Yeah,
man.
they don't
That's
know that's
way
about
too
that.
back.
Too far.
That's
Too
back,
far.
back, 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 back.
That's
Y'all
all I
don't know
know
that.
from it
Y'all know
anyway.
what that
I
is.
mean,
Y'all hit
I
us
used to
up.
watch the show. I used to watch the show, but I didn't. I barely know the song. But I welcome that. We
Yeah,
always
yeah.
know the
Y'all hit us
hooks.
up if y'all know what it is. Yeah, yeah. Everybody know the hooks. Yeah, if you don't know nothing else, you know the hooks.
You know the hook. Yeah.
You know the hooks to all the songs. But if y'all know what that is, y'all hit us up and let us know. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. But anyway, no, damn, what was I saying?
I was asking you about the being a stellar soldier. Had you ever been late to formation?
Oh yeah. So ever since I was a kid, man, I was
Mm-hmm.
always my mom always taught me, man, at an early age to always be on time for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And and ever since then, ever since I was a kid and ever since I was young, what up, Freddie? What up, Freddie? We still got a 48 56 for you though. You was late for formation, but
That's something else that come up. It's like all the females came in just a few minutes before me, but I'm the one that get the 48-56. Just like a real first sergeant.
But yeah,
Oh
but yeah. So I was stickler for being on time, man. I was stickler for being on time, man. I hated being late for anything, and that's the same to this day. If I'm supposed to be there, I like to be there on time.
which
Now,
brings
my
up the
wife, on the other hand,
fraternity
she's totally
stuff.
opposite. Yeah, I like to be early. I'd rather be early than late. My wife, now on the other hand,
Chantel, where you at? I know you in the comments somewhere.
oh
You hear
man,
this?
Chantel, she could be late for open door policy. What?
talking
No.
about talking about Freddie.
Oh, hey, but man, I tell you one story, man. One time, right? This is when my first duty station is Fort Bliss, Texas, and I'm a young private, man, very young private. I had been there. I don't even think I hadn't been there too long, right? And we just talking about being on formation now. For those that don't know, 92 Golfs and 94 Bravos. My wife runs on black time. She calls it exactly. That's exactly what it is. Black folks time. We know black people don't be on time for nothing. Only time they on time for something is when it's tax season, or
I
it's
don't know
tax
about that.
season.
Tax season. I must not be black then because the IRS be
Except for when you owe money. That's when black people ain't on time for that. They don't. If they owe you money, they ain't never on time for that either. But anywho, I was a young private, had just got to Fort Bliss. And been there. We were late to our own baby.
Hell no.
That don't even make no sense. Early for barbecue. That's the other one. That's it right there. Early for barbecues. That's the other one. They there waiting, looking at the food cook. See it
Plate
raw
in
on the
hand.
grill. They see it raw on the grill. They wait.
Plate in hand. By myself all day, every day. Want ribs? Y'all got potato salad? Y'all got potato salad? No, that's good.
So
But,
while I
okay,
was at
yeah,
Fort
go
Hood, while I was at Fort Bliss, my unit that I was in 11th Brigade. My unit, my barracks in our company, all of that was in the same building. So the barracks was above our orderly room
Mhm.
and everything, right? And then the day room attached to the day room or leading out of the day room was the DFAC. So basically, in other words,
Everything
I
was right
stayed
there.
on like the second or third floor, I believe. And when basically you could never have to leave the building and basically walk into the DFAC. Basically, that's how it was. So, like I said, I had been there for probably, I don't know, I hadn't been there too long. And you know how you set your alarm or whatever, however. Um, and what happened was one morning, uh, I woke up and my alarm didn't go off. I just woke up automatically on my own, and my alarm didn't go off. And I know I knew I had set it, but it didn't go off. So I jump up out the bed. I look, the time is shows that I'm late. I jump out the bed, bro. I'm pissed. I am. When I say I'm pissed, Trey, I am 38 high, bro. I'm so, because I don't like being late. So, and then I'm like I said, I'm new there, so I don't know what the consequences are gonna be or none of that. So, bro, I'm so hot. So I'm putting on my cook whites and everything, getting downstairs, getting down. I'm taking the clock with me. I yank the cord out the wall of the clock. And as soon as I get outside, I take the clock by the cord and just smash it. Pow, pow.
You know some Apple White stuff at this point.
Bro, I was pissed, bro. I was so mad because I was like, why didn't this alarm go? I said, it must be a faulty clock. But when I get to the door of the DFAC, the door is locked. And I'm like, wait a minute, how's the doors locked? If I'm late, are you saying everybody late? That can't be true. And I'm thinking, what's going on? Bruh, come to find out, I had set my clock an hour early. I had turned my clock up for nothing. I busted my clock in the parking lot of the DFAC for nothing. I had set my alarm clock an hour early. For whatever reason, I don't know why. I guess I wasn't paying attention, but I was a whole hour early. I was like, what in the bro? I was pissed. But after that, I was like, you know what? I really didn't depend on clocks too much more after that. I really didn't, bro. Now I depend on them, but I hate being late for anything, bro. What's up? She can't be late to cook some out then. No, can't be late to cook some out.
So of course,
No, and that's what our formation is. I'm sorry, that's what I meant to tell you.
So
Our
so
formation's a cook out.
if y'all understand, for culinary specialists, as we're called now,
Yes.
they have cook's mount. Of course, cook's mount is the time in which everyone falls into a formation, and you go through, the leader or someone or representative goes and inspects the members. What's
What
going
up,
on,
Chief?
Key? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. They fall in and they inspect the cooks, of course, because it's cooks mount. You go through and check for nails, check and make sure they got everything they need: thermometers,
Nets.
pins, hair nets, gloves, apron,
Most
cook,
importantly, cook whites are
clean,
clean.
cook whites. You know what I'm saying? You ain't walking around.
Ironed.
You can see thongs
Yes.
and stuff through your cook
Yep.
whites
Yep.
and
Yep.
things
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
Just basically
Yep.
presenting. So of course that's what cook's mount is. And usually, like I said, usually a meal is due out at least. You want to have the meal out at least 15, 20 minutes prior. 30 minutes, so that way you can get the cooks a time, the opportunity to eat something before they get out there
Also,
and start
right.
serving. So of course you're looking at, if a meal starts at about 7:30, then the meal needs to be out. Everyone needs to be completed with their section of part of the meal by at least 7 o'clock. Or sooner, not too more, because we want to make sure the food stays at the proper temperature, and then go through. So you got to think that if you cut back to the time frame what you're cooking, like we're making cream beef, grits, bacon,
Bacon, sausage,
sausage, uh,
eggs,
eggs,
hash
pancakes.
browns,
Like not say, a lot of times this stuff is from scratch because we want to make sure it show the
biscuits.
quality. Yeah, biscuits have probably been proofed the morning prior. So you go
Right.
through and do all that. So of course, when you look at that and cut it back, then you're opening the building about 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. And so in
Yep.
between that 4 and 5, you have Cook's Mount.
So
And
if you
so
got to
that's
be there, if you open in the building at 4 between 4:30 and 5, that means you got to be up by what, 3:30, depending on where you stay, where you live.
yeah. So
Cream of wheat. We
it's
never. I don't think we've ever had cream of
not
wheat in it.
not in
Not,
Freeman,
that
not
I
in
can
Freeman.
remember. No.
Strack, you know better. You work at Freeman. They how we get down.
Cream of wheat. What defect did that? Oh, you saying what? I was gonna say, yeah, we didn't do cream of wheat. We did grits. We did when
Grits.
I was in Korea.
Omni
It was
grits.
hominy grits, yeah.
Yeah,
And
proper.
when I was in station in Korea, we had to have rice for breakfast. Rice was a mandatory item for the breakfast
I
meal.
think we start have to do, especially when they went green. When
Yeah,
we went with that the green initiative, you start have
yeah,
to have different alternatives.
bro, it was. We've had some and so Cook Smile like
If you know anything about military, oh, go ahead, Bishop. I was about to say,
no
go
no
ahead, go ahead.
so Cook Smile like my compadre said Trey Freeman was
This
crazy.
dude is
Go
boogie
Spice
man.
for hot roll. Oh, bro, you ain't, bro. Them
Especially
hot
if
rolls,
they might not
bro.
make it to the line when you
Bro,
when
them
he
hot
played.
rolls, if they was made from scratch, and you knew what, bro, them hot rolls wasn't gonna make it. You right about that.
They might not
But
even make it.
what Trey talking about in regards to Cook's Mouth, man, rice and white gravy, that part, is that if for those that's been in the military, it's for us, our Cook's Mouth was like an open ranks at the
Inspection.
company. Yeah, it was basic for an inspection
What's good,
every
Zach?
single morning. What up, Zach? Every single morning though. Every morning there was a Cook's Mouth. Only time it was never a Cook's Mouth, or we didn't have a Cook's Mouth if we was running so late, but we still 9 times out of 10 go get that Cook's Mouth in because it is an inspectable item. And when the defect manager or the shift leader comes in, or whoever comes in that's over you, they're gonna ask, "Did you do a Cook's Mouth?" Because anything that's seen deficient on a person while cooking in the kitchen, that defect manager gonna ask, "Hey, did you have a Cook's Mouth?" And he gonna ask, even if you know you didn't, you're gonna be like 9 times out of 10, you're gonna lie and say, yeah. Then he gonna be like, well, then why is
Why
whatchamacallit
is so
got
and
his
so's
ring,
uniform? Yeah.
on? Why is his uniform? Why is such and such uniform dirty? Why is so and so boots not shine? So forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? Those are all the things in which we had to check for during the Cook's Mount.
And if you know anything about military culture, a lot of times, especially for Cook's Mount, if you back in the day before we started wearing ACUs, OCPs, and all that type of stuff, was used to wear BDUs, and if if your BDUs wasn't standing up when you took them off,
Woo!
then you know what I'm saying. So that's you dirty, musky.
You
Dang,
going
what?
home? Absolutely. That's got to be Apple White.
It
You
has to
know
be
you
like,
you know you going home. Oh yeah,
yeah. So of
we've
course,
sent people home because of dirty cook whites, dirty uniforms, boots ain't clean. We of course you know you're gonna get a council statement. You probably gonna stay after, work a little longer or whatever. However, but yeah, then it got to a point where we had
break starch.
yeah, then we got to a point where people were trying to outdo one another because we had made it an incentive to where if we had enough people on shift, whoever had the best
Best
looking
uniform.
uniform would get off. So now everybody coming in pressed and dressed, locked and cocked, ready to rock. You know what I'm saying?
Boots shine.
They putting designs on the back of their cook whites. They got little diamonds from iron in it and stuff. They got little designs on the front with a line coming down the side. Bro, they did everything. And sometimes it was difficult to pick the best looking soldier in cook whites because some of them they did their thing, man. They did their thing. I ain't gonna lie. They had their stuff on point.
It was like a competition, just like
It
sports
was.
competition.
That's how you
The only one could
that was the
win.
incentive. That was the incentive
Mm-hmm.
to get people to do right with their uniform.
Only one can win. So you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, that's our rendition of, you know what I'm saying, military etiquette 101. Get with
101,
Trey,
baby. Black
get with Trey,
history.
get with Trey and Bishop for all the good advice for
Yeah.
military personnel every morning.
Yes, sir.
09
Yes,
to
sir.
5 o'clock.
Now, man, burial was must what? We don't we do best
Okay.
dress.
Oh yeah, we
No,
do
no, I was
best
wondering
dress.
we do best dress for Monday first from yeah, okay. I mean, don't get me
But
wrong, like the
how can
companies
you
do
do
the
that
same
now,
thing.
Zach? Like, how do y'all
The
do that now?
companies
The
do the
uniforms
same
is
thing.
different.
Yeah, and they don't have and one
And
major
no
difference is y'all don't
boots,
have
the
no
boots,
boots.
bruh.
The
The
boots
boots,
is the key
the
right there.
Cochrane
No, man,
twos.
Barry was
Oh
top
my
end,
goodness!
man.
Once I had them Cochrane twos, it's like wearing a pair of Air Force Ones. You will never. It's like
Boy,
I ain't wearing no other
bro, I had a
Cochrane
pair when I had
twos.
got me, bro. I had got a pair while I was in Korea. Oh my God, you talk about shining the devil out them things. Oh, see now these soldiers nowadays, man, they spoiled. They ain't got to shine no boots. They don't know nothing about shining no boots
You
or
know
none of
what?
that.
You know what? I got an initiative for the frat.
What's up?
A
You gonna bring it to
boot
the
shot.
okay,
Boot,
okay.
yeah, the boot. Yeah. Bring it to the frat. I got something for it. Yeah,
Y'all
we'll
got
do
black
that.
and white. Oh, I heard that, Taylor. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
heard
It's
that
black and whites now.
what used to be the defect manager's uniform, which was black pants, which you had to get authorization. That wasn't just something you could do. You had to get authorized. Or the black jungle
Yeah,
boots.
I ain't mess with
Woo!
the black jungle
Oh, the black juggle
opportunities.
boots, Dante. Them thing I used to love, and I had the black and the black ones with the green tops with the green ankle part, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I love them. I love because them shine even better than them Cockers, I think sometimes. But yeah, Taylor, they're black and whites now. I see that all culinary specialists have gone to black and whites now.
Mm-hmm.
That used to be just for the defect
Defect
manager.
manager.
You had to get you had to get approval to even wear that uniform because of course that
It was
that
an
black,
army.
yeah, it wasn't an army issue. It wasn't an army issue. They come in for formation. Each platoon pick the best looking soldier, then first on picks, and then they get the day out first on ask, then ask about BD.
Brigade,
Oh, yeah.
brigade leadership.
Yeah. Put that glass shine on them joints. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Where you can see your face. Took my boots to the airport. What?
To get shine.
Where's the airport shot? Oh, you talking about the little shoe
The
shine
shoe
dude?
shine person, yeah.
Oh, you dirty, Taylor. You is dirty. You dirty.
By any means
Wow,
necessary.
cheating.
Is it
Cheating.
cheating?
Yeah,
Is it?
it's cheating. You ain't do it.
I paid for it.
But you ain't do it.
If he hadn't told us, we wouldn't have known. We would just thought, oh,
You cheating. I'd have found out. Didn't cost me much ever. Hey, I feel you, man. I feel you. Yes. I was the defect manager at not at Freeman. No, I was the defect manager out at Fort Leavenworth at the prison for like what was it, 2 years, 2.5 years, right before I retired. I was the manager out there.
It's called using resources.
Yeah, it is called using your resource. Yeah. I don't even shine general shoes. Take them to Italian boy.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's a aide, general's aide.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Taylor, yeah, that's General's Aid. I remember them. Yeah, the General's Aid.
Couldn't do it, bro. Couldn't do it.
No, you got that, bro. Yeah, I remember them. You missed the defect football team.
Yes, if y'all didn't know.
We was the truth, bro. We was the truth.
So, matter of fact, while we're speaking about the military and all that type of stuff, something that's interesting is
cheat code, really, Erica. cheat code. I feel you on that one. Go ahead, Trey.
I was going to bring up the fact of no, you know what? I'll put a pin in that. We'll go to this. So yesterday, of course, going back to as we just discussed yesterday in a little in length about the about Roger Goodell having a meeting with some key individuals in the civil rights movement. And so what Roger Goodell stated yesterday while he was at the media day in Los Angeles, he stated that the NFL definitely fell short in the hiring of minority head coaches and plan and vows to fix that system. So, and I'm going to ask you, Bishop, in a few seconds if you can give me your take on that statement. But I want to point out this, which I'm not pointing out. I just want to bring it to discussion is that remember a couple of years ago, Roger Goodell connected with a certain mogul, hip hop mogul, and linked up in bringing together social injustice in a full scale. Signed a multi-year deal with a particular rock nation, and you know, what I'm saying, of course, if you know, Rock Nation is founded by none other than Jay-Z. So I ask you, Bishop, does this sound like a empty promise, or is it because because now it's so widestream, is on blast, he has no choice but to act on his words? Because I didn't see anything in reference to Jay-Z and the NFL coming together to deal with social injustice. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I didn't see anything. You talking about Roger Goodell, right?
Yeah, Roger Goodell and Jay-Z.
Right. Yeah, I didn't see anything on that in that matter on that matter either. Hopefully he wasn't blowing everybody a bunch of smoke because you know, somebody's always gonna try and try and pull your trump card to see if you mean what you say behind your comments. So hopefully he ain't blowing smoke, man. We gonna see though. But I'm with him coming out, and again, Trey, it goes back to it's Roger Goodell.
Mm-hmm.
So in a part of me feels like, okay, he has to do that because
Mm-hmm.
he's the face of, the face of the NFL, being the commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
So part of him has to be unbiased and has
Mm-hmm.
to go out there and show,
But he
we
works technically. He works for the owners.
right.
He police. He's in a hard position, any
He
commissioner,
is
because
because
you work
he's
for the
in between
owners, but you have to
right,
police them as well.
right. He is in a difficult.
That's like
He's in
being
a
a platoon
difficult.
sergeant. You got the first sergeant, sergeant major, and them in your company,
Right,
in your platoon.
right. And so yeah, so he has to police up the things in which was done. However, I feel like again, like we've mentioned before, um, we mentioned before. I'm sure there's a conversation that's been had with him and him and the owners,
Mm-hmm.
and they probably, it's a possibility that they may have told him, "Hey, look, we need you to go out here and go." It's been, excuse me, it's been a couple of weeks now since the excuse me, since the lawsuit has come about. I need you to go out here, save face for us, say what needs to be said, what needs to be heard, and then we'll make moves after that. You know what I'm saying? But save face right now. And so I don't know, bro.
One of the things
It's
they're definitely thinking about doing is they're trying to find out do and let me know what you think, Bishop. They're trying to
mhm.
find out do we amend the Rooney Rule, or do we scrap it completely new and different? Because obviously, and which he stated, there's not the Rooney Rule has been subjective, and they found ways around it, and now we're faced with what we have in front of us now with a lack of um, minorities in higher positions of in the NFL. So they're like, so what do you think? Should they find a way to amend the Rooney Rule, or should they just come with a whole new, different idea that gets the job done?
So in my personal opinion, I feel like they should amend it
Okay.
and make changes
Hmm.
that will better suit the situation in which they're in right now in regards to the NFL. So however, I don't know if that is something that they really gonna be willing to do, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Okay.
feel like they still gonna, even if they do it, I feel like they may still find a way to find a loophole
Still a
to still,
loophole here.
yeah, to still keep it the way they want to keep it. What up, Ron?
What's good, Ron? What's cracking, man?
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? So yeah, but I feel like amending it, but I feel like amending it. So when you amend it, it's gonna be what Roger Goodell and the whole
So
owners, all the owners, or
So,
you know what I'm saying?
so I think what has happened is they have contracted an outside source to take a
Right.
look at the policies to see what it is that they can do potentially. So it's all currently is all outside. What I would think is that the outside source is going to make recommendations, and then upon them recommendations, and Roger Goodell will look at them, and the office will look at them, and then what they would do is take it to the managers. I mean, correction, the NFL owners, and then someone takes it to the NFLPA, and they take a look at it and see how does it work, and then of course you have the back and forth with. I don't think it's probably going to be amended into the CPA. I mean the CBA for the most part, but I don't think it's just going to be a clear decision made by one person or the other, unless it comes down to specifically a uh, uh, commissioner, it's your call. You do it to see if it what they're willing to do, because again you have to we're making, or correction, they're making a determination of the NFL is the league, but the teams control that. The NFL is just policing it. So I would believe it has to work for both parties still, because now you're asking someone to do something in which it's their organization. Like we was talking about yesterday. Like, yeah, if we were celebrities, we could stand on the desk and be like, "Hey, y'all need to boycott. Y'all need to boycott." But it doesn't affect us particularly. It only affects the people that get paid. So we can't tell them and then they'll fail. We can't ask them to boycott if we truly don't have any skin in the game. At the end of the day, and I think that's what it comes down to. Versus who kills organizations, head coaches for Steelers is one of the beasts in the NFL, in my opinion. Correction. I mean, Tomlin is, you know what I'm saying, he has proven his worth, probably more so than his contract.
And
But
I feel like if you're gonna do if you're going to amend the Rooney Rule, I feel
mhm,
like it needs some diverse individuals
in a room, in the talking
in the
room.
room and
Yeah.
help with amending it.
And that's a key word in which Roger Goodell used in the conversation is diversity,
Right.
because
He
as
did.
we know, when you look at it, of course, there's only technically, saying there's only three African American head coaches, and then there's when you look at from a whole spectrum of minorities or people of color, there's five because you take in Ronald Rivera in Washington, and then
Mm-hmm.
Robert Saleh in New Jersey, in New York, and
Mm-hmm.
so that which makes up only five coaches of minorities of that in the minority pool that are head coaches. And then you have a couple for the majority of the GM jobs, however, have been filled by African American candidates. And then even in New York, the GM, the newly hired GM in New York, even hired another African American person to be his assistant GM. So I think it goes down to one of those situations of where uh, people that look like us bring it on people who look like us. But again, I think it comes down to if I bring on a person that looks like you, then I want to know that you're going to be able to do the job. So that way it doesn't blow up in my face because that starts to become a rhetoric. And you know how people do when something fails, they be like, see, and then the finger pointing start. Uh,
Mm-hmm. 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 So you bring in former players to a system, players of minority to provide some absolutely. That's when I say that, that's what I'm talking about. Say 40 players come in and make. Uh, I'll bring in like what's his name? The Patriots former linebacker that's commentating now.
I was about to say
Um,
Teddy Bruschi, Willie McGinnis.
yes, Teddy Bruschi. No, I was talking about Teddy Bruschi first. Teddy
Okay.
Bruschi. Then I would bring in what's his name from the Steelers that's commentating.
Talk about the dude that lift the gym.
No, that lifted Jim. No, he used to be still Steelers cornerback. I think he was corner or safety.
Oh, cornerback, safety. Who might that be?
That's
You talking about Troy
boy.
Polamalu?
No.
Ryan Clark.
That's a good
Ryan
one
Clark.
too.
Ryan
Ryan
Clark.
Clark. That's him. Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark. I would bring in him. I probably would bring in Booger McFarland. You
Mm,
know, people like man. You know, just to get um some color in there to help make decisions for the amendment of the rules.
hmm Do you think it's sensible to bring in some coaches that have been wrong by that rule or have been that have went through the process and they feel it if they feel like it wasn't just a situation where they were part of the loophole.
Mm, I don't, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's okay to bring in them coaches. Yeah, I think it wouldn't be an issue. I don't see why that would be a problem, in my opinion. I would bring in some coaches, but we wouldn't bring in the good old boy coaches, but we would bring in some coaches. I'm with it.
I
And I
definitely
think y'all know
agree.
who the good old boy coach is. Little, yeah. But yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Why not? Why
So, uh,
not?
so as we've been discussing and talk about, as we all know, and Bishop stated it, I think earlier this week, how currently the Denver Broncos and the NFL organization is currently up for sale, which is thought about to be an estimate of worth of $4 billion when you take in
Mm-hmm.
consideration the TV rights and the ability to bet on sports. So we had a
Mm-hmm.
discussion in which we talked about ownership that looks like the predominant players in the NFL, 70% African American. If having owner of an organization will do any good, and so we all know that we had one billionaire, African American billionaire, that was in play as a group. Do you know, as of last night, a new billionaire has entered into the fray when we're talking about the Denver Broncos?
Ownership as far trying to
Yeah.
be becoming. Oh,
So
okay.
we have two billionaires that are what this that I wasn't surprised when I heard the name, but what I was surprised is I didn't know he was a billionaire.
Who?
Byron Allen.
You talking about you talking about whatchamacallit, Allen's husband? Not
Yes.
Felicia's Broussard's sisters, Debbie Allen husband.
Right. Yes, the one that owns the the broadcasting, or he purchases a bunch of broadcasting stations and put them all together. So for African American content and stuff like that, none other than Byron Allen. He's a billionaire. I didn't know that, but yes,
I didn't know that either.
he's entered the fray as to be
Owner for the Denver Broncos.
yes, yes,
Wow,
yes. So it's like, okay,
that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I did not know that.
two billionaires, African American billionaires that's out there trying to get it.
That's what's
So
up, Byron.
y'all
That's what's up. I
ask,
hope he get it, man. I hope he get it.
y'all
One of them
ask,
get
and
it.
they
I
make
hope one of them
yeah.
get it. But dang,
Oh, something a
Byron.
little off. I guess you could say due to the fact. Well, I'll save that for later. But I was talking to my little brother last night. His birthday was yesterday. I had to call him, wish him a happy birthday.
My
And
little
he
brother's
was
birthday today. Happy birthday, Brandon. If you watching, bro, happy birthday,
happy
bro.
birthday, bro. Happy birthday.
He's 40. I think he's 40. Yeah.
Yeah, he does makes it true, Dante. He makes a lot of moves silently. Like I
I didn't
like
know
that
that. He
moving
has to, because
silence,
I didn't know Byron
moving
Allen was a
silence.
billionaire. What does it take to own a team, Bunny? A lots of it, lots of it,
You know
lot
what?
of money,
We're gonna look that up.
a
I
lot of
believe
money.
that this is Applewhite. We'll look that up and get back to you, Applewhite. That is interesting. That make for a good topic. What does it
But
take to
either
own
way,
a
it
team?
still go though. The main thing is
At this
you
point, it
got to
has to
be.
be go ahead. I'm listening.
You go ahead, Trey. You about to say it?
At the at minimum, it has to be available. And there's no more at this current juncture. I don't foresee any way in which they're allowing just one team unless they have a bunch of teams set up that's to put in play, because they have to keep uh an even distribution of teams because of how they're made. So that's first and foremost. So the only thing you'll be looking at nowadays is a team like we have with the Denver Broncos. They're purchasing a franchise already that's there, and then you probably also have to sign on and say you're not going to move the franchise for a good amount of time. So they have to stay there. So they will always. We don't want the debacle like you had when the Supersonics were purchased and they decided to move to Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's probably a lot to entail in
Oh
regards to
yeah,
you
a
being the
whole
owner.
lot,
But the biggest thing is the money. You got to have the money.
of
Um,
course.
I don't know if you have to have a
Ain't getting their own good looks.
right, and I don't know if you have to have owned any type of organization prior to or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know what the criteria is to own a team, but that is a good question. Very good question. Byron Allen's a billionaire. Wow.
I didn't know that, bro. When I seen that, I was like, "Whoa, Byron!" I had seen the thing, and then I stood up and thought for a second. I was like, "Hold up, Byron Allen is a billionaire." Not to say this like he shouldn't, but like you said, he moves in silence. Like
He moves in such silence, bro.
he's been moving in
He's
silence for a
ghost
long time.
for a long time, bro. Like like Byron Allen. Until you mentioned, I was like, Byron Allen, because that would not have been a name I would have thought of. When you said Byron Allen, I was like, Byron Allen? Then I said, wait a minute, Byron, you talking about Debbie Allen's husband? I'm like, man, that's a long, like, the last time we heard anything from Byron Allen has been a man. Because he used to be a broadcaster, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's moves in silence. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Good Lord. That's a
Shout out to
long time.
Shout out to Byron Allen. A major stipulation is that the individuals must commit 30% ownership cost to the team.
One major stipulation that one individual must commit to 30% ownership cost of 30%. Ooh, that's still a lot of money. That's still a lot of money. 30% of they're worth $4 billion.
$4 billion.
They're worth $4 billion. That's their worth, the Broncos. But, however, how much does it cost? And you only have to have 30% of that. Ugh.
I should ask Siri what's 30% of a billion of 4 billion, but I don't want to flex. I don't want to do no iPhone flexes on here because I know y'all don't have Siri.
No, we have something better.
Alexa, is that Alexa? That's what y'all got.
No, No, neither. We don't have Siri. We what is our dude called? Ooh, I forgot his name. It ain't Siri though.
Exactly.
I
But
don't use it. I don't.
You know Siri, and you don't even have an
I
iPhone.
don't. I know Siri because y'all always bringing her up like she's somebody. She ain't nobody.
I digress.
We had this conversation last night, y'all. We was on a call. We had our frat call last night, and so it was a debate: who's better, iPhone, Apple or Android? Of course, Android in the building. Oh, y'all can't see it. There you go. The Apple, it's there right there though. But Android in the building. Android came out on top, so it is what it is.
It's subjective.
We got Google.
So, of course, additionally, like I was about to say earlier, when we take a look at the military, as we know, of course, Bishop, me and you know that I spent 18 years at Fort Hood, and then 1 year at 3 years at JBLM, and 1 year at Fort Polk, and then 1 year in Korea, my first duty station. So I was not able to experience what it was to be in Germany in any way, form, or fashion. But what you have is uh
No.
not the husband, the
You thought Debbie Allen husband was Norm Nixon? No, unless
we'll
she
look it
got
up.
yeah, unless
In
she got
any case, what's going on, Sauce? So, as I was saying, I never had the opportunity
What up,
to
AP?
get stationed in Germany or see what it's like to be a service member in Germany. But the NFL would get a chance to see what it's like to be in Germany, as they have signed a deal, an international deal that carries that basically states that the NFL will play one game in Germany from next this season till the season of 2025, with at least two games being in Frankfurt at the Frankfurt Stadium, and then at least one game, which would be this during this upcoming season, will be played at the Alzheimer Arena in Munich, as well as a game will be played in New Mexico City at the Azteca Stadium. So of course, the NFL continues to try to go global with the brand, and now you have people in Germany will be able to see experience an NFL game in person while in Germany, as well as Mexico and Mexico City. What you think about this, Bishop? You think it's a good thing to do? If you was in, I know if you was in Germany, you would like it. You were stationed in Germany, right? Or I know you
Right,
said as
three
a
times. 3 times. No, I've been in
woo,
there.
for
I've been there
real.
3 times.
Well, you
Yeah.
went
I went
as a
as a,
brat.
as
I
a
mean,
brat. Yep. I went twice as a brat, and then I did one I did one tour as a soldier. So what are they doing? What are they changing?
they go. It's just you know how over the last couple of years they've been playing in like Mexico or New England or England or something like that. Like a team travels, two teams
Uh-huh.
go play. That's what
Yeah.
they're doing in Germany now. They're going to do that in Germany and in Mexico City. They're going to do in Mexico City and Munich for this upcoming season, and then over the course of the next 3 years, they're going to have a game. They're going to have a game in Frankfurt.
So just one game we're
Just one
talking?
game. Yeah, just
Just
one
one game.
game.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I would love
Yeah.
it because I would love it because I know when I was stationed over there, or even when I was, a brat over there, to be able to, the time difference and stuff like that back then, and then also the fact that the game when the games came on, it was kind of hard for us to watch games because of
Mm-hmm.
the time
Oh, the
difference and
time
stuff like
sense.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to be able to go to an actual football game, I think that's an amazing idea, man. That gives everybody an opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
You know them
Um,
soldiers are gonna jump on it for real, for
oh,
real. Hey,
absolutely,
what's
man.
good, Rodney?
What up, RJ? What's good? Yeah, I think that's
So
great, man. And that's starting this upcoming season or what?
yes,
Oh, okay.
Germany to start this season. They've already, like I said, they've done it in Mexico once or twice already. They've
Right. They
done it
done
a
it
few times in
in
England.
England.
So,
Yep.
so now they're making a
Yeah.
move to Europe in the Euro
That's
area,
cool,
and
man.
yeah. So Bishop, you a little offset. You say brat. We use the term brat. Can you inform the our listeners and watchers what
Oh,
when we
what that
say
is?
brat, we get what that is? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So military brat. All that mean is basically for those who aren't military and may not know what the term means is that your parents were one or both of your parents were in the service in the armed service in the armed services, armed forces or whatever. So And I don't know why they actually call you a brat. I don't know why it's using the terminology brat, but the fact of the matter is that, of course, when you're a military brat, that means you pretty much travel along with your family wherever they get stationed throughout their military career. So you be on a constant move um, throughout your whole teenage or your childhood years. Or for me, I didn't become a military brat until I was like I think I was 12, I think 12, 13, something like that. I think that's when I first became a brat, somewhere around there. Might have been a little older than that. I don't know, but I know I didn't come a brat because my stepfather was military. So I became a brat later on down the line. I wasn't always a brat. Um,
Did the being a brat kind of like well, pave the way for you to go into service?
um, So kind of sorta, because I think I've told this. I don't know if I told this story before, but it kind of sorta did in a way, because seeing what my stepdad was doing, he was Persian, he was a missile. He worked on the Persian missile, which is no longer um in existence. But he did that for a while, and so I used to see what he used to embark on, and what all took place, and what it consisted of, and things of that nature. And at one point in time, I was like, nah, he was going to the field. Nah, I'm not doing all that, especially out there in Germany. But when I graduated, moved in with my grandparents. My grandparents at the time had their own business, so forth and so on, and I was working for them. But that wasn't a future in which I saw myself doing the job in which they were doing. They was basically cleaning government quarters out at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. So they was cleaning government quarters, which was good money. Don't get me wrong; they was making good money doing that. They did that for years. Um,
Mm.
and once I graduated, I went back and helped them because of course, my grandparents were older, so they was needing help. So I did that for about a year or two, I want to say. And then one day, my brother, of course, my brother is 3 years younger than me, Dante, who I'm talking about. He's 3 years younger than me, so he was still in high school. And so him and I would both stand with my grandparents while my family was still the rest of our family was still in Germany. And I think he was either a junior or he might have been a senior. I don't know, sophomore, one of the two. Either way, the recruiter called my grandparents' house looking for him. And like I said, I knew that what I was doing right then, my current occupation wasn't what I was going to see myself doing for a long period of time. So when the recruiter called to talk to my brother, um, and my brother wasn't there, he hadn't made it home from school yet, I don't think, or whatever. And I guess my brother had already kind of spoke to him at school, and the recruiters come to the school and try and
Mhm.
recruit. And so he was calling my brother to touch bases with him, and my brother wasn't there, so I answered the phone call and we just had a conversation. I asked him, could I still come in? I told him I was like 20 years old. He asked me all of numerous questions. I answered him. He's like, oh, so he wanted to meet up with me. And long story short, next thing I knew, I was on the delayed
Your like entry
depth
program.
program. Yeah, depth program, delayed entry program. And my grandmother was mad at me at the time because she didn't even know. I just went and did it. Like nobody knew. I don't even think I told my brother at the time, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I told him that the dude called, but I don't know if I told him or not, whether or not I had decided to go talk to him and see if I could go in. And so I did all that and told my grandmother, and she was quite upset at me. Of course, she did not want me to go.
Mm.
But I ended up going, and 21 years later, here I am.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So again, y'all heard it here first.
Mhm.
Yes, interesting. That's what's up. So as we continue to move forth, I'm gonna give you a couple of names, Bishop.
Okay.
Potentially free agents or whether free agents. I want to know if you think their respective teams should allow them to walk out the door or should they do what they can to keep them. First, cornerback, Carolina Panthers, Stephon Gilmore. Should they let him walk or should they keep him?
For the pack, for the for the
Panthers.
Panthers. I
So remember
can
JC, what was his name? The rookie they had, it was doing pretty good. He got injured at the beginning of the year. So keeping them might be able to put a tandem out there. But yeah, go ahead. Do you think they should let him walk or should they keep him?
Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah, remember he used to play for Green. I mean New England. Then he got traded.
Right.
Hmm.
I say keep him.
Keep him. You know, some of these I'm like, nah, don't keep him. So we have a chance at him. I'm not gonna even lie. But I a couple of years ago, I'd be like, let him go. So we did have a chance at him. But what I realized is when we know these players are pretty good defensive players and stuff like that, we hold on to who they used to be, and we want them in our system, and we omit the fact that they're getting older and they're probably not who they was when you first notice them, and you basically are looking for them to be a shell of them more than a shell of themselves. So in this case, I think Gilmore, yes, I agree, keep him. Uh, Melvin Gordon, running back, Denver Broncos.
Yes, definitely keep him.
You
Yeah.
think he needs to be a part of that going forth, especially we
Yeah.
do
Yeah, I think he's a key asset to that team. Melvin Gordon, I think he still got something in the tank, and I think depending on who they bring in, which they are talking about bringing in Aaron Rodgers, like they're
mhm,
saying right now, they've been talking about it all day, is him being the best fit to go out to Denver and make some things happen out there. So I feel with Melvin Gordon and if possible Aaron Rodgers headed out there, I think that's a good fit.
okay. Defensive line, Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Dominic Sue.
Who
In Dominic Sue,
for the and he with the he's with the
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
oh, definitely keep him out there in Tampa Bay. Oh yeah, definitely keep him out there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the reason I say I would say keep was because Sue has been kind of like bounced around. Of course, it's like he's a hired goon at this point
Right.
because he's in the trenches. So of course he started out Detroit, then he left Detroit. He ended up going to I think the Rams, or
Right.
actually went to he went to the Rams, and then of
Yep.
course after the Rams now he's in Tampa Bay, and he has been in Tampa Bay the last couple of years, few seasons. So it seems that he has a fit there. He may not be who he was, but he fits the criteria and fits the system there to continue to not to necessarily dominate, but to be a force. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, you cannot account for him basically. So okay, I got that. Um, Allen Robinson, the second Chicago Bears wide receiver.
Yeah, because he's probably ain't he the one out there with Justin?
He's
Ain't he the one?
he's he's supposed to be, yeah,
Yeah.
but he hasn't. It's been kind of like a little iffy. He hasn't lived up to it. But then again, look who he's been playing with. He doesn't have any help. Like we all know, you could be a one, but if you ain't got no help, then only thing being a one can do is make you or break you if you ain't got no help. Because even one, you're doing work, and you're showing that I deserve to be a one, and you're annihilating the field. Or two, you ain't getting nothing, and it's like, why are you a one if you can't even get it? If you can't get open and all that type of
Right.
stuff.
Right. But I feel like so for me, I feel like
What's
I feel like
cracking, Loke? What's good? What's good, Alvin?
yeah, I feel like I think depending on Barry Sanders, number one. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Um, but I feel like yeah, him being the one, I feel like it's probably because they don't have a two or three to take some of the heat off of him. So I feel like if they bring in somebody else, free agent or draft, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe take some of the edge off of him, and therefore that'll give Justin Fields more opportunities to find him to get the ball to him more, and he can be a legitimate number one. So that's why I say keep him.
Okay. Last one we'll go over. Odell Beckham Jr., wide receiver, Los Angeles Rams. Keep him or let him go.
Hell yeah, keep him.
Nah, let him go.
For what?
They have so think about this, right? And I'm going to just let you know I'm full transparency. This is completely biased. So think about this. You have Cooper Cup, Odell Beckham, Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee, Robert Woods. That's too many balls to go around.
That's not.
So
Why is that? Tom Brady was able to do it. He did it with Gronk. He did it with Mike Evans. He did it with Godwin. What's the
Yeah.
difference?
And then, but someone had to fall on the sword for that. Like, of course,
Who
let's
fell on
think
the
about.
floor?
Let's be honest. AB
Mhm.
didn't leave because he didn't like Arians. He left because he wasn't getting the ball in that
No, I
offense.
don't agree with that.
Scotty Miller, who
I don't
probably
agree
was a
with that.
better, who was better fit on the, who was a better fit on the team, wasn't getting the ball. He was even getting played time. And then when Scotty Miller got into the when Scotty Miller got in the game, because of him, they rolled the defense over onto his side to help out because he's a burner, and then that's what allowed for Mike Evans to get the score against the Rams during that game. So even Scotty Miller, who probably was a better fit for the Tampa Bay offense, wasn't getting any time because AB was there, and AB wasn't getting time because of everybody else. So having too many receivers of a certain caliber doesn't bode well. So that's why I'm saying like it's no need to have like out of those, if you got, let's just go with the four: Robert Woods, Odell Beckham,
Mhm.
Cooper Cup, and Van Jefferson. Who are you letting go in that group to keep the other one? Because he has to be paid now because he's only on a 1 year contract.
Mhm. Van Jefferson.
How did I know you was gonna say that?
Why? Like, who else would?
See,
Why?
I see
Like,
what type of GM you would be.
what? I'm looking what's best for the team. I'm looking for what's best for the
So,
team
okay,
because
good.
one
That's
thing,
good. Good.
for one
Okay,
thing, I
good
will
thing you
say
said that.
this. For one thing, I will say this:
Mm-hmm.
once you got Odell Beckham there
Mm-hmm.
and Cooper Cup, you can't double
And now
team
you
both of them.
and you add a Robert Woods to
And
the
Robert,
middle.
you cannot double team them. You cannot. There's no way possible you're gonna be able to double team both of them.
You
You
have to
can't.
give up something. You have to
You
pick,
have
choose
to.
your poison.
You got
So
to choose your
so
poison. So and with old boy Jefferson, you're not worried about that. You're not worried about a double team with Jefferson.
so I asked, were you so you would be a GM that's willing to pay the money for the talent as opposed to
Hey, you got to pay
um
to play, baby. Got to pay to play. Got to pay to play, baby. Let's go. You got to pay. Hey, ain't that what the Buccaneers did? They paid to play. They paid to play. That's what you got to do. Sacrifices
I
make
just
it.
think I think Vance Jefferson is an up and coming talent, and he would be affect you get a better deal. I mean, he may not be Odell right now, but maybe he can be Odell in that system, and that's all you
But
worry
we know
about is your
what.
system.
But we know what Odell is right now. You said he may be an Odell. Odell
Mhm.
is an Odell right now. There is no maybe. We taking off. What did what's his name?
Oh Jesus!
Who was that? Cedric the Entertainer. We on that wish factor. We wish he would be a Odell Beckham.
ODB,
Yeah, that
OD.
OBJ. OBJ. We wish we on that wish factor. No, we don't wish. We know what OBJ is. So let's keep OBJ and let's see how we fare with OBJ with an entire. Because remember, OBJ ain't been there the whole season. He ain't been there the whole season. He came in later. So we talking about can you imagine what they would look like with OBJ the entire season with the Rams and Cooper Cup? Bruh, bruh. I'm telling you, like, there's no way I would get rid of OBJ. Mm-mm. There's no for what? There's no reason for it. And I'm assuming what's your matter of fact, Trey? You ain't finna slide out like that. Why would you get rid of him? And I don't want to hear about Jefferson. None. Why would you really get rid of OBJ?
I told you why. It's full bias in the question on the decision to let him go
What? Huh? Because what?
because he probably come to San Francisco.
No. What? This dude trying to get OBJ so he can go to San Francisco? No. What would
Yes,
be the difference in him being in where he's at right now, going to San Francisco? What's the difference
he'd be the clear number one.
over Debo?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, he'll be the clear number one
Why over Debo? Okay,
because
so okay, so hold on,
this is
hold on.
how I
Let
look
me ask
at
you
it.
this. Let
Okay,
me ask you this.
okay, go
Let me
ahead.
ask you this real quick. So who's the number one over in the Rams?
Cooper,
So why would Odell be the number one over there in San Francisco? So who's the number one in San Francisco right now?
Debo,
So why would he lose the one position to Odell?
because Odell's better than Debo.
Wow.
So this is what. So this is my
So
take on it.
Cooper Cup is
This is
better
my
than
breakdown.
Odell.
In that system, yeah.
Wait a minute. What do you mean in the system?
In that system, Cooper Cup is better than Odell because he speaks to Stafford's
Strengths.
attributes and strengths. Yeah. So he works. I mean, we like he's triple the dude won the triple crown. like
Facts.
he you know what I'm saying with Odell, even though Odell was only there for less than half the season,
Yeah.
Odell was there at the end of the
Right.
day.
Right.
Before that, Robert Woods was there, and
Right.
who gets the ball as well. So I would say that my D was good. So I would say that that's why Cooper Cup was better than because one, he was Stafford's man, obviously, because but he delivered. He wasn't just his man, he delivered. So that was one. And then secondly, I mean, I think it was just about because Cup. It ain't like Cup did what he did. Did what he does in the NFL. He did it in college. It's just he went to a lower division college, and no one really paid attention. But if you look up look him up. Cup was that dude in college as well when it comes as a wide receiver.
Where'd he go to?
He went to Eastern Washington University. So
So are you willing to say if he had went to a D1 like a Alabama or Georgia, Clemson, he would have put up the same numbers that he put up in college?
yes, because he's doing it in the NFL with all the top tier players. Yeah.
Okay, that
So
makes sense.
it's because he holds the record. He holds the record. He holds the record the receiving records in college. So
Okay, that makes sense.
but yeah. So what? And so when he comes, so if ODB if O oh, OD OBJ came to San Francisco, like so you can't. I'm trying to keep a
Why you
straight
keep
face.
calling that dude old
So
dirty bastard? Why you trying to give him the name old dirty bastard? Why you doing that, bro?
I guess it's because we talked about it yesterday. So Wu
Yeah.
Tang is on my head. Cashews, everything around. So
Oh, okay.
cream. But so if
$1 bill, y'all.
Odell Beckham came to San Francisco, Debo, even though Debo serves as the number one because he's better than all the other receivers we have. You put Odell Beckham in our system, Debo now is free to be that. Debo is free to be that Swiss Army knife as he is now as the number one, which it shouldn't be happening. But he's free to be that Swiss Army knife that he is rushing, receiving to go to. Now you just like in Los Angeles. Now you have to even defend against Debo. You have to defend against Odell. Every once in a while, Ayuk or Jennings get off, and then you still got a Kittle. It's problems all around. San Francisco slightly has that now, but if with an Odell Beckham there, they definitely have that. So now the playing field is a little different. We have more weapons, or more potent weapons. The only thing we have to realize is in one, are we bringing in a quarterback so Trey Lance can continue to develop, or are we giving Trey Lance the reins and so he can take off with that?
So my thing is with OBJ is that
Mm-hmm.
you bringing OBJ over to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, OBJ and Debo are the
Mm-hmm.
same player with different
You
names.
think so?
In my opinion, yeah.
Oh.
In my opinion, everything that you can do with Debo, you can do with OBJ. So you basically getting the same player, but with a different name.
So
if you brought OBJ over there to San Francisco,
Beckham
in my
runs
opinion.
sweeps, but they ain't lining Beckham up in the backfield.
I'm not. They haven't, but I'm saying you could. I feel like you could do it. No, yeah, I don't. They haven't done it. No one has done that. But and yes, he's run sweeps and he's thrown some passes and thrown touch and stuff like that, which Debo's done too. I just feel like if they gave Odell Beckham the same opportunity they've given Debo to run the ball like that, I think it would be the same outcome. In my personal opinion.
Let me ask you this then, since you say that, do you think it's a bad thing to have two of the same type players at your X and Y?
I think a better question is why? Why do you need two of the same type of players? In my opinion, I feel like you don't want
You want a variety.
You want somebody you want a player. In other words, you want a possession receiver, and then you want
a burner.
Be a burner. You
All
know what I'm saying?
purpose.
There you go. You're all over it. That's my mindset in regards to coaching and wanting skilled players on my offense. That's how I think. I feel like two of the same people is too much. Same type of player, should I say, is too much. Just like with your running backs, you got one that if you got one that can ground and pound, you put him in for ground and pound, and then you got one who can just break it loose and get in the open and just take it to the house. You got a two-headed monster right there. You good. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the same when it comes to receiving core. Odell and how tall is Debo?
Is it 6'1", 5'10", 6'1", somewhere
See,
between
they
5'10"
both
and
about the
6'1".
same. Yeah, they both about the same size. All of that. See, you need that big. I mean, I know they got Kerry Kittles coming off the tight end position, but
And they
yeah,
got
you want
Jawan
that
Jennings.
Juwan Jennings, which is what 6'3".
Yeah, he has height. He's a height.
Yeah, yeah. See, you don't want two of the same because it's like, damn. I think that makes it harder for the quarterback in regards to whoever it may be out there in San Francisco. I think it makes it hard for a quarterback to choose between Odell and Debo when throwing the ball to him when they both may be wide open. It's like, damn, they both open. Shoot. Okay, Odell, your turn. All right, Debo, your turn. Like, you don't want that.
Trying to keep
Yeah,
everybody
keep
happy.
everybody happy. You don't want that.
So
You don't want that.
do you think
I don't. Well,
if
you have to do.
if you're winning, do you think someone's happy if they're not
So people
getting
say
the
that all
ball?
the time, right? See, people say that all the time, right?
If
And
you were
it's
like
crazy.
if you were, I ain't gonna lie. I was about to say, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'll be mad. Like, yo, I want to
Yeah,
swing. I want to,
and I
you
was
know, what
about
I'm
to
saying, put
say.
me in, let him swing. Like, I'm trying to win too. Yeah.
I'm totally like that. So I'm gonna say this, right? People always saying, "Oh, we winning, ain't we? We win." That ain't all about it. For me, is it all about just because you're winning, or do you want to be? Do you want to contribute to the win? Anybody can sit on, be on the team. All the players that's on the sideline or on the bench, they not happy about just being on the bench getting paid. And if they are, something like, I don't know what's wrong with you, but I wouldn't be happy about sitting on the bench getting paid and I'm not playing and contributing to winning a Super Bowl. Because, like, what did you really do? You didn't do anything. You didn't help them win a Super Bowl. You didn't help them make it to playoffs. If you never get in, never touch the ball, what did you do? Really? You was on special teams? Did you recover a crucial fumble? Did you make a crucial hit to make the fumble, cause the fumble? Like me, like, even when it comes to like even when I play the video game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we playing 2K or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people wonder why a lot of times why I kind of get
Animated.
yeah, and get caught up into the game when we playing 2K or whatever, is because a lot of times you got, for those that know and play the game, y'all know there's always that a person on every team who feel like they Michael Jordan. Oh my, they got to throw up 1,000 shots or whatever. And then, people on our team, they see a person in which we don't know. He's just a part of our team because we just picked him up during the, the rec or the pro-am or whatever. Or not pro-am, but rec mainly. Or in the city or whatever. And we playing, and our team is winning or whatever. And it's because this one guy is making all the shots. And then your teammates are saying, well, we winning, he hitting them. That don't mean nothing. I still want to contribute. I want to do my part. I don't want to just be a person that was on the team watching somebody carry the team. That ain't never been me, man. That ain't never been me. I ain't looking for because I wouldn't want to carry the team all by myself. Excuse me. If I could do my due diligence to put my portion in, let me do that, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if I don't score as many points as him, but let me at least attempt. Let me at least try. You know what I'm saying? And try and put my contribution in and making the team better or get it to where we needed to be to get a win. But yeah, man, I definitely don't agree with you winning just because we winning. Oh, it's okay for me to be on the field as long as we winning. Oh man, let me win.
let me show what I'm about.
Yeah, let me show you. I got drafted or I got picked for a reason. Put me in the game, coach. Those famous. That's right, coach. Yeah, put me in the game, coach. Put me in the game. Give me an opportunity. Give me an opportunity.
you talk about opportunities. We know this particular person, which I'm about to bring up and ask this question of you, got an opportunity. Initially, it wasn't supposed to be for what it is, but it did come to this. So I ask you, this person who I'm about to talk about has is eighth all time on return yards, 11,028 return yards, 20 returns, most all time. Devin Hester. Is
Mhm.
Devin Hester a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Mm, that's a hard one. I don't know.
Let me be the bearer of bad news. No,
He's not.
no, it shouldn't. I so I don't want to diminish what it is Devin Hester did. He basically, he should stop it. Applewhite.
Should be. Why Applewhite?
So the
Let me hear
reason
why you say.
I say
Let's
he
take off.
shouldn't
But
be,
why not? Why shouldn't he be AP? But go ahead, Trey.
yeah, the reason I don't think he should, not saying that he shouldn't get into the Hall of Fame, because I mean he's doing the accolade that no one else. He's a record holder. He in eighth all time return records, return yards. That's all he did.
I was
Like
about to say, like, do you
that's
get in
all
the
you
Hall of
did,
Fame
bro.
for
Like
returning
you're
punts
taking
and
up a position. You're
returns?
taking up the opportunity of some people that really skill players and stuff like that. Like so like you said, the question was, is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? I don't
Hmm.
believe he is. That's just me. I don't believe he is. I believe he should get in the Hall of Fame before his time is has ran out, but he's not. For returns,
First
he
ballot
should be. They don't have a return a position
category.
for special teams. Yeah, he's going to be a player just like everyone else. So not you're taking a position away from somebody else. And think about how many people that's out there that should be in the Hall of Fame that haven't got in yet, and then a returner gets in. Like I'm upset if that happens. Okay, Zach, I see you.
I feel that Zach. He's a dangerous man, but no, I agree. I think he,
Yeah,
he definitely changed the game in of returns and stuff like
because
that. He
now
was
we're saying
definitely
that records determine that. Like record, if you hold a record, all time record, now you're a first balloter. Like that's nah.
yeah,
But you know who believes he should get in?
who
Deion Sanders says he's the first ballot Hall of
ooh
Famer.
ooh ooh
I can't rock with you on that one, Deion. I'm sorry.
ooh Dion. Well, we know Dion. He was a big returner too. You know what I'm saying? Punt
Yeah, because it's his
return.
record, his
Yeah,
Deion's record that he broke.
broke right, and so
Yeah,
he's
but you know what I'm saying. But we all know Deion didn't get in for returning kicks
no
and
no.
punts. He was
I mean, it helped. It
yeah.
helped. It
Oh
helped. Don't
yeah,
get me wrong. It
it
helped,
was cherry on the
but it was
top, and
right. Yeah,
but
right.
it was
But it
for
was the
his
fact
abilities. Yeah, his
shutdown.
yeah.
He was the shutdown corner,
Was Deion a shutdown corner?
bruh. When any quarterback is afraid to throw to your side, yes, that's a shutdown corner.
I was just watching clips. You know who was a shutdown corner? By all means, when I was looking at it, I was like, my man used to do dirt. Daryl Reeves,
Oh
Reeves
hell
Island.
yeah, Revis Island. Oh yeah,
Boy,
Daryl Reeves. Oh
my
yeah, oh
boy.
yeah,
I was looking, I was like, he put the clamps
oh
on
yeah, Daryl Reeves.
Megatron.
Oh definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. Daryl Reeves. Yeah,
That was some person that you know how they used to try that about Richard Sherman,
yeah.
Champ Bailey, Rob. No, 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 no. Reeves
Daryl
shut
Reeves was
down
was a beast.
the field.
Yeah, Daryl Reeves was a beast.
Cooper Cup, sorry for you.
Yeah, Daryl Reeves.
If it
Yeah,
was a Reeves like your lockdown,
yeah.
he there. Yeah, he that
Should the
dude put
Hall
the
of Fame change
clamps.
their policy on how many people should get? What do you mean? How many people should get in?
So
Is
I
there
don't
is
think
there a
it's a
limit?
set. Yeah, I don't think it's a limit. I think it's the percentage of votes that a player
It
gets,
is.
which
Yeah, it's a
determines
percentage.
how many
I think
get
you got to
in.
get over
Uh,
70%.
yeah,
I think it's something like that 70, 60,
7% of
70.
a certain. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what determines how many people get in. So that's why I'm saying if that's the case, like he's eating up votes from someone that probably should be ahead of
Yeah, my bro played with him. Check out Eric Coleman's defense.
him. That's what's up, Erica. We'll take a look at that.
Yeah, definitely gotta check it out. Definitely gotta check it out. Yeah, I in regards to what's McCall getting, yeah, I don't see him as a first ballot.
No, not first ballot. He's gonna. I would hope that he gets in because I mean, I guess
Hopefully.
that's saying something. But at the end of the day, to sit up and Nah, not first ballot. Not first ballot. You gotta know I was gonna say that if I thought what's the name was in the first ballot Hall of Famer. Hell, what would say? Why would I say that for Devin Hester? So as we know tonight, the NFL's the NFL's honors will be in full
Tonight, right?
display.
Yeah.
Yes, tonight will be in full display as they determine who are the winners of the award. So, of course, in our own grand fashion, myself and Bishop are going to give who we believe for these top MVP, these top awards, who we think is going to get these awards. Please feel free to join in the comments as I give the category, and you can type up who you believe. First up, Bishop.
Mm.
I think we probably agree on this one. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Who you got? I Offensive Rookie. Yeah. Well, wait. Yeah, I think we
Jamar
it's my
Chase.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think him? So had they not make it to the Super Bowl or the playoffs, would you still would have Jamar Chase?
Yeah, I mean we talking about what he did throughout the season. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely, I think we are. I think we're both in agreement with Jamar Chase. Maybe even defensive player of the rookie defensive rookie of the year. Who you
Oh
got?
boy, definitely Michael Parsons.
Michael Parsons. Yeah, without a doubt. Now
Hmm.
this is comeback player of the year.
Comeback. Oh, you know what? That has to go to Joe Burrow.
I agree.
It has to go to Joe
I think it
Burrow.
would be some.
Who else? Who
At
who else
first, I
could
was
it
thinking it
be?
would be subjective. Dak, but of course, when you look at uh,
Mm-mm.
no, you're not feeling Dak.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Dak. I mean, he's definitely he did good for what happened for the
Mm-hmm,
type of injury in which he had. I definitely agree
mm-hmm.
with that. He did good, but he didn't outdo Burrow. Burrow came back and made it to the Super Bowl. Like that's the comeback of all comebacks. Like to come back and from a major injury and come back and make it to the Super Bowl right after your major injury. Like you didn't miss a step, bro. That's huge. My opinion, I say Joe Burrow.
I agree. Joe Burrow comeback. I definitely agree. Defensive player of the year. I think we're going to be in the same agreement on this one too. Defensive player of the year.
So that's gonna be kind of hard. So
You
it's
really
either
think
gonna
so?
so yeah, well, because it's a numerous of people. You could go
Trey
with the Watt,
Diggs.
you could go with the Watt,
Mm-hmm.
you could go with Trey Diggs, you could go with Michael
Micah
Parsons,
Parsons. Yeah.
you could go with Donald,
Mm-hmm.
you can Von Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Like that could be like, yeah, that could go either way, bro. To be honest with you, that could go to any one of those five.
I think so. You added a little wrinkle to my initial thought, but overall, I think it's going to be TJ. I think TJ is going to get
TJ,
the
I could see
yeah.
that because he broke the record.
I can see this is one of those situations where the record is going to help.
Yeah, it's gonna pay. It's gonna get you over the top. Yeah.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I think we start to split hairs. Definitely,
Okay.
offensive player of the year,
Offensive player of the year. What's old boy from was I
Jonathan.
think
Jonathan
oh
Taylor,
boy, is it Jonathan Taylor or I
running
thought it
back.
was Brown. No.
Oh,
Offensive player. I want
offensive
to say
player.
old boy from ain't his last name Brown with the 49ers?
Brown.
The guard is he guard or the tackle?
Oh, Trent. Is it Trent
Brown
Brown?
is his name Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Trent. Is it Trent Williams? I know he's talking about the right
Williams. It
guard.
might be Williams. It
Williams.
might be
Trent.
Williams. The offensive player, yeah, I feel like yeah he could. But then again, you say offensive player that could be Jamar Chase
You think Jamar Chase really for offensive
or
player?
Cooper Cup.
I I think Cooper's going to win it, but I think his competition is Jonathan Taylor, running back from Indianapolis.
Mm. Yeah, that could go either way too.
I think it's definitely going to be Cooper. Cooper, I mean, triple crown winner. I think again records put you over
Right,
the top.
put you over the
Records
top.
put you on
Yep,
top.
yep.
And lastly, which I think is going to be some sort of bias, now that we know certain things, even though they probably had it in before he made his announcement. MVP. Who you got MVP?
Mm.
I would think that it's a clear cup.
Cut.
I
It's clear cut to
was
you.
there for a second.
Who?
Oh, it's not clear cut. I thought Cooper Cup was in there for a second.
Oh, MVP, man. That yeah. We talking about Rodgers. We talking about Brady. We talking about Cup. We could put Burrow in there. We could put Pat the Great in there. Matthew Stafford. Like man, those are names that all can be considered MVPs. But 9 times out of 10, we know a lot of times the MVP always goes to a quarterback. So the quarterback would definitely be either Patrick, Brady, or Rodgers. When it comes down to it. So and then and yeah, you could put Aaron Donald too. You're right, AP. Aaron Donald as well as MVP. You could definitely put him in that category. And that I'm even willing to say AP, and I hate to say this, but you could also put Michael Parsons in there as MVP or Diggs. Even though he got burnt a lot, Diggs could be considered MVP as well. But I think it's gonna go to a quarterback like it normally does. So it's either gonna be Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. It's gonna be mainly out of them two. I feel like, in my personal opinion. But I mean, I love to hear what y'all think. Who y'all feel like would be the perfect fit as or who should win, should I say, the MVP race? Because I think that it could go either way to a
Yeah.
couple of
So,
people.
so definitely, like I was about to say, my initial was I thought Cup was at the beginning. I thought it was clear, like Cup was pushing the line for or pushing the envelope to get to
Hmm.
be an MVP. But then you start looking at it, you're up against two quarterbacks. We already know how quarterbacks
Hmm.
do. But
Hmm.
what I'm fearful of, and which I don't want to happen, is it becomes a participation, or what I'm saying, like, hey, we greatly appreciate you, let's give this MVP award, his last MVP award, to Tom Brady.
Right.
Even though not saying that he does or does not deserve it, but I mean, for the most part, I believe that it's been a Cooper Cup and Aaron Rodgers race for a little bit. Tom Brady entered the fray,
Hmm.
um, and started pushing the line. Of course, we know defensive player, but I think the only opportunity in which a defensive player had an opportunity to win the MVP was a couple years ago when Aaron Donald was that, and I don't think Aaron Donald has been on that level. So, although his name may be mentioned, at the end of the day, he's not really in it. So, I think it's a three man race,
Hmm.
but that third man is further back than needs to be, and the second man is a little closer, in which anyone could get it with the lean at this point.
Okay.
So I would go. I would say is Aaron Rodgers is my candidate.
And why do you got Aaron Rodgers over Tom Brady? My question for you.
That's a good question because I
Yeah,
surely
I want
didn't.
to.
I surely I wanted more. I didn't get a chance to do more to set up and solidify my question, my answer.
Uh huh.
I didn't. It was like dangling. It was like, was Bishop going to ask you why he selected him?
Yeah,
So,
I
and I
sure
didn't. What I
am.
didn't get a chance to do is actually go look at the stats and stuff like that. But
Right.
Aaron Rodgers, I believe, done more with what he had. Like, obviously, Tom Brady had a hellified team. Like, at the end of
Okay.
the day, Tom Brady had the hellified team. We all know Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams makes up predominantly the offense for Aaron Rodgers, and he went games without either one of them, in which he didn't have that.
Right.
Tom Brady did not go games without Mike Evans. He went
Okay.
games without Gronk. He went games without Godwin, but he still had Mike Evans, still had Cameron Brake, still had Scotty Miller, still had Leonard Fournette. Like he was had a plethora of weapons in which he had, which is no fault to Tom Brady. I mean that saying the team was able to will and deal, but I think Aaron did more without he did more with less. And then when you look at Cooper Cup, of course he's not a quarterback, so he
Mhm.
doesn't get the ball. He doesn't have the ball in his hand a lot, even though he get fed the ball a lot. And then I would say
But
that
you got to keep Cooper Cup in consideration because he got the triple crown though.
yeah,
He
true,
did
true,
get the
true.
triple
But
crown. Yeah.
that's what I'm about to say. Like, so what I think about this, and tell me if you're wrong. It goes back to having Odell Beckham as well as Vance Jordan, Tyler Higbee in your offense.
Mm-hmm.
Odell Beck, you have to choose your poison. So I
Mm-hmm.
think if you choose to double team Odell, you leave Cooper up cupped open to eat.
Right.
But for the most part, Cooper Cup was doing this from the beginning of the season, and he had Robert Woods and he had Vance Jordan, so he was doing it.
But
So
neither one of them are Odell Beckham though.
true enough, true enough, true enough.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
so that's my point exactly. Neither one of them is Odell Beckham, and he was killing them. Like
Right.
it got to the point that let's be honest, it was times in which someone chose to double team Cup, and he still got the ball. Like
Fact.
what I'm saying, because he worked the intermediates, and then he's not a burner, but
No.
if you sleep on him, he'll run past you. But he got opportunities and they he worked the intermediate, he worked the seams, he worked the sideline, he worked the middle of the field, and he did damage. And then once he get the ball in his hand, he turned into a yak boy. So true enough, like you said, Cooper should get some type of should be in conversation, but we all know two quarterbacks, the odds in it being someone different is not going to happen. Like
Right.
the only person who we see break that's a break that yoke and that chain is Derrick Henry, and I think had he been healthy all year,
If he played the
be
entire
having a different
season.
conversation.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
he
we'd be
played
having
the
a different
entire
conversation.
season. Yeah. Yeah. Because he was on pace to break records. So yeah. If he had
Oh
played
yeah,
the entire
the dude
season,
he
yeah.
stayed number one. And he was gone for like 4 or 5 weeks.
Right.
Like, come on,
Right.
like
Yeah.
he did what he's supposed to do. So
So
that's my
yeah.
take on it.
Okay. I'm just
So
wondering
definitely.
because that's probably the biggest thing in which everybody's trying to figure out who do you pick over, who you pick out of Rodgers and Brady, and then why one over the other. So okay.
So I ask you this question, Bishop. Another
Mm-hmm.
hypothetical. You're the homie to Aaron Rodgers. You played with Aaron Rodgers. You his homeboy. You know what I'm saying? You have his best interests at heart.
Mm-hmm.
Are you advising Aaron to stay, retire, or ask for a trade?
I'm his homeboy.
Yeah, the
Am I
homeboy.
playing with him? But I'm am I
You played with him before. You're not
before.
playing anymore, but you played with him before, and you're the homie, and you're just looking in. You played with him before, So are you telling them to ask for a trade, retire, or stay?
So for me, if I'm his homeboy and we done played before and we go back like four flats,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna see where his head at in
Mm-hmm.
regards to like what does he want to do. So
Mm-hmm.
depending on what he wants to do, I'm a ride with whatever he's in agreement with. So if he wants to stay, then I'm gonna tell him, I'm gonna tell him to weigh his options. What's making you want to stay? Why do you want to stay? And then if he wants to leave, why do you want to leave? And then if you want to leave, where would you like to go if you could go? If you had
Mm-hmm.
your best choice, you know what I'm saying? And I would give him some insight, you know what I'm saying? I'd tell him, I feel like what's the best. I would tell him what I felt like was the best, which I've said on here a few times on our show in regards to where I felt like he would be the best fit. So if he
Mm-hmm.
was to tell me that he was wanting to leave and wanted to be traded or whatever, I would say, all right, look, this is who I feel like you would be best suited if you asking for a trade. And I would give him the teams and so forth and so on.
Okay. So you being as hypothetically as the homie, who really is one of his, I ain't gonna know if he's the homie, but he's an ex player that played with him. Charles Woodson said Green Bay should trade him.
Charles, okay.
He said Green Bay should trade him. Basically, he stated that he believes they should trade him because at this point, if he's having quarrels and thinking about it, then he's not really buying into staying there anyway. Let's give Love an opportunity to see what he's going to do. Bring in another quarterback to push and make it a competitive, and go from there and
Mm.
let Aaron ride off into the sunset. Or that if not, if that's not the case, Aaron go ahead and retire. So
Mm.
I think I would trade him too.
You think you would trade him?
Yeah, because what we're going
So
is
what you're trading for? You trading him for another quarterback or you trading for picks?
I'm trading for whatever I could get.
Oh, okay.
I'm like Applewhite said, like how they did with Herschel Walker. Like, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Let's see what is it out there that we can really get for Aaron Rodgers. What does the market speak to? I'm
mm,
doing that and getting them and going ahead and trading them because at this point it's just business. Like I have to sit up and look at it like true enough we can, but we need to go ahead. We're not there's no I don't see anywhere in the NFL to where we still have the situation where we have a stellar quarterback and you have someone who has sat behind them in the weights to basically take the reins and continue that same energy when you're gone. We
mm,
don't like Aaron and Favre was that. Um, we thought they tried to make it to where Brady and Garoppolo was at, but Brady was there longer. Like we're not going to see that again. Mahomes and Alex Smith was somewhat of that. Like
mm,
there's you're not going to see that anymore for the most part.
mm,
Uh, I guess it would have been had it been a year earlier. Maybe it would have been Mac Jones and Tom Brady, but you're not going to see that anymore for a good time frame.
mm.
So Aaron would have been the last person where Aaron to love, but I don't think they really believe Love is that dude in Green Bay, in which he might have to grow to be that dude. And as we discussed before on this platform and other platforms, you have to have an opportunity to play. And with Aaron there, you don't have that opportunity to play, so he can't grow.
Right.
Ben Roethlisberger, that would have been another opportunity from Tom Zach. I mean, I'm not Tom Zach for Rudolph
Mm-hmm.
to get move and go ahead and fall in, and we seen that because Ben was injured, and that wasn't Rudolph. So definitely one of those situations where it's just go ahead and let them go, rebuild your team, and get back into playing contention, and go from there, and let him go ahead and do what. Now, what we're not going to do, we're not going to trade him in the. You're going to the other side. You got to go to the other conference. Like that's
Yeah.
we're
You're
not.
not gonna
We're
let
not.
him say
Yeah,
what
you're
we're
not going to
not
sit up
gonna
and make.
do is
Yeah, what we're not going to do is leave you so I can play you, or even play you twice a year. You do
mm,
me dirty, and they looking at me like, really? We trade him here, and we couldn't even beat him. Like, come on.
right.
So that's what we're not going to do. You got to go somewhere else. You can't play
You gotta
around
get
here.
up out of here. You ain't gotta
Yeah,
you ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get up out of here though.
yeah.
You ain't gotta go
So
home, but you definitely gotta get up out of here. I
because
feel
we're
you.
not. Yeah, yeah. Definitely not doing that. Uh, So something that no, we'll do that recap. Of course, we'll get into the NBA where we can do a little bit of recapping on what went on last night. As I said, Bishop came in with that ish this morning while drinking his coffee, proverbial tea, I guess you can say. Talk about what happened to them Lakers.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just asking you what got,
See,
what I saw what
I
that
thought he
happened.
was my man. You know, what I'm saying with brothers and all that
What,
type of stuff
man?
and much. But he
We
come
are, bro.
first
I gotta
thing
keep it 100 though. I
First
gotta
thing he
keep it
do
100.
is ask me what happened to them Lakers last night.
Yeah, what happened to him, bro?
So of course, as Bishop said, the Los Angeles Lakers traveled up to Portland to take on the newly uh eh, the new wait, hold on, let me start here first. There was a trade yesterday, actually, in which where we all know there's other been other trades, but last night
Mm-hmm.
a trade was made as a three-way trade with the Jazz, the Trailblazers, and the San Antonio Spurs. As the Blazers traded to get Ingles, Elijah Hughes, and a second-round pick. Ingles coming from Utah Jazz. He has a broken finger, so he's out. The Utah Jazz get Nick, Nikolai Alexander Walker that was traded to the Blazers from New Orleans, and Herman Gonzalez as
Mm-hmm.
well. And the Spurs get Thomas Satoransky and a second round pick. So basically, not Tampa Bay. Um, Portland
Portland.
traded away three of their assets that they received from the Pelicans in order to get their hands on Ingles and Hughes and the second round draft pick. So of course, with that being said, the Trailblazers should have been a little short-handed, but evidently that didn't make a difference because they was playing the Lakers as Anthony Simmons went off for 29 points and 5 assists, 11 points from Justin Winslow and Greg Brown apiece, as they were able to dispatch the Lakers 107 to 105, improving to 22 and 34, while the Lakers fall to a dismal 26 and 30. Notice I
Mm.
said dismal because
Yeah, I heard you. I'm
like
listening to
it
what you saying.
ain't no one else ain't like everyone else is losing, but it's dismal for us. LeBron James was the leading scorer with 30 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, 14 points from Horton Tucker, as well as 11 points from Stanley Johnson, 17 points from Anthony Davis. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
last night Russell Westbrook did not play due to having
Being,
back problems, in which this was the first game this season that he has missed. What you
mm.
about to say, Bishop? You think it's
Oh, I thought
different?
he had got benched again.
Nah, he didn't get benched again. Nah, he yeah, like I said, it was due to uh him not having back problems.
Right.
Uh Unfortunate. Um Other games last night, the Grizzlies, oh boy, the Grizzlies did their damage.
Damage. Damage. All we got to
Them-
say is Ja.
Yeah, he's that dude, man. He's definitely that dude.
Ja.
Um, was it the Grizzlies that
Ja.
night? Was it? Where was it? Where was it?
Hmm?
Where was it? Well, you know what? Actually, what was even worse, I didn't expect this. The Golden State Warriors took an
Yes, I
L,
watched that game.
111 to
Yes.
85,
They
as
got
they fall to 41
thrashed.
and 14. The Jazz improved to 34 and 21. Andrew Wiggins scored 13 for Golden State. Leading scorer was Poole with 18 points, 12 points out of Kaminga. Steph Curry 7 rebounds, 2 assists, while the Jazz were led by Donovan Mitchell with correction. We're led by Bogdanovich with 23 points, 6 rebounds, 13 points apiece from Jordan Clarkson and Mike Conley, 11 points from Trent Flores, and 14 points from Donovan Mitchell. As you see, seven players in double figures for the Warriors. I mean, for the Jazz, as they were able to defeat the Warriors, kind of like bringing them back down to reality. Like y'all may, saying Clay is back, but we ain't going nowhere yet. So uh, I think we would. Though I just thought the Warriors was going to get the W. Evidently, they had different thoughts. Of course, last night the Chicago Bulls went over to Charlotte to take on Lamelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets. However, they didn't have enough as the Bulls were victorious 121 to 109, improving to 31 and 34 and 21, while the Charlotte Hornets fall to even 500 at 28 and 28. Of course, usually when this happens, those three in Buffalo in Chicago are clicking on all cylinders. DeMar DeRozan, 36 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Nikolai Vucevic, 18 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists. Kobe White, 15 points. Zach Levine, 27 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. The Hornets, however, were led by LaMelo Ball's 33 points with 9 rebounds, 22 points contributed by Miles Bridges, and 19 and 16, respectively, from Kelly Oubre and Terry Rozier, as the Hornets took the L at home.
Yeah.
Uh, that Who else we had worth speaking. The Raptors continue with their win streak, 117 to 98. The Kings, with their newly acquired players in hand, showed that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, as they got the W in Sacramento, 132-119. The Timberwolves are led by by D'Angelo Russell with 29 points. They contributed 26 points from Anthony Taylor and 21 points from Carl Towns. Additionally, the Kings were led by Harrison's Barnes, 30 points. Aaron Fox had 27. Uh, Davian Mitchell, 18 points. Metu, 13 points. And the newly acquired DeMontis Sabonis with 22 points and 14 rebounds, as he gets the double-double. Also, he got a huge hug, like thank you for being here from his point guard Fox last night. It does it, Bishop. Do you think this trade sending Sabonis to Sacramento is going to pay off well?
To the Kings? Well, then, but the Kings just dealt Buddy.
Yeah, they did. In which the Lakers are trying to make a play to get Buddy. Let's
Which
go.
I would now didn't we talk about on the other network about Buddy Hield should have been in the Lakers before Westbrook anyway?
So true, true, true. Like we sit up and
We
discuss.
been said that.
I believe that DeMar and Buddy should be in LA instead of what we have in LA right now. I firmly believe that it should have been
In
Buddy.
replace of who? In replace of who?
Uh, Instead of Russell Westbrook and who else? And some of those other pickers that we picked. I think that should have been money for Lamar. I should think that should have been money to have kept Caruso,
I agree.
gotten DeMar, and gotten Buddy Hield. I think that's what should have happened. Except instead, we picked up Ariza, Bazemore, Monk, which Monk was in the bad. In my
Malik,
opinion, Monk
yeah,
wasn't bad.
yeah.
But Monk, Nunn. Who was it? We ended up getting. Uh, we brung back Dwight.
Why
Like
not?
nah.
Why not Ben? Why not get Ben?
So the reason I think why not Ben is because Ben is LeBron with a better Ben is LeBron. Just
Really?
LeBron's a better. Yeah, I think in my opinion they're the same player. Big guard, a big man
So
that
it's
can
fun.
handle that can play
So
guard,
it's
point
so
guard.
it's funny you say that, but when we just spoke about OBJ and Debo,
Yes,
you was willing to bring OBJ over there with Debo.
because it's different in
Be
football.
how?
Because you have 11 players on a field in which that if I got two people that are the same room to work with that. In basketball, you can't I can't have too many people clogging up the middle or clogging up, or doing that.
But
LeBron,
in
even
basketball,
though
can't you take
he's
turns getting taking the middle? Can't you take turns?
true enough, that's true. But we all know that if you have Ben Simmons and LeBron James,
Mm-hmm.
you got two people that's trying to bring the ball up because since Ben Simmons is what 6'10" or something like that,
Something like that, yeah.
and he plays point guard. LeBron
Right.
is 6'8", 6'9", and
Playing
he
point
plays
guard.
plays point guard or point forward,
Mm-hmm.
even though you got guards on the court.
Right.
Asking for, saying demanding the ball or trying to get the ball, that doesn't bode well. So that's why I said you can't have two of them. Like saying I love Lauren Hill, and I remember said on the Fuji's Zelot, she said two MCs cannot occupy the same space at the same time. You cannot have LeBron and
And
Simmons on the same
Simmons.
team because they're technically because you got to think you already got AD. Even though AD doesn't always stay down low, he always finds himself somewhere out, saying intermediate outside the key and stuff like that. So you have that, and those cause problems.
But
So
what
that's
about
why I was like, nah.
but ain't that the same? But isn't that the same in regards to Westbrook? Even the only thing is Westbrook is shorter, but that's the same thing. Westbrook is the guy in which who's going to penetrate and finish at the rim.
Hence
So
the
I
reason
feel like
why. So
go ahead.
so think about it. When if Westbrook is coming down, which we all know he comes down, he comes down hard. If he's coming down, and you have a AD and a LeBron, get out the way. Like y'all just need to sit up and get out the way. Even we'll look for the kick, or
Mhm.
look, or cut to the basket, or follow me. That's what we need to do. If you have that. And then also with Westbrook, Westbrook is going to potentially shoot. You don't know what the percentage is going to be. Like right now,
Right.
Westbrook is down bad. Like he's only
He is
averaging. He's
horribly.
for the year he's averaging 18 points and 7 rebounds, 7 assists. But in the last couple of games, he's averaging 10 points, and his shooting percentage is like 23%.
So
And
that's
that,
my point. Why would not have Ben Simmons? Because you're getting the same thing, but a taller version and better defense.
true, but I just think he's too much like LeBron. Like Westbrook is faster than LeBron.
Facts
Westbrook is going to Westbrook at this
with the
point is
ball. He's
is
definitely yeah.
more athletic than LeBron. They're two different players, but with Ben Simmons, too close to the same players. The only thing that you get in Ben Simmons that's better than LeBron is his defensive prowess. That's about it. That I
Okay.
would be looking to get. But besides that, and then you got to look at the fact that I think Simmons is more so has more of an understanding is I'm not a shooter. So he's not trying to shoot. So he's trying to even get to the rim or he's trying to feed people that's getting to the rim because he's not
Mm-hmm.
going to shoot. And that becomes a conundrum because it's like, are you going to shoot it? I'm like, or are you going to at least attempt to shoot it in times in which we need the attempt, or are you going to always continue to look to give it up? And so that starts to be an issue and a problem. So that's why I would have preferred to have DeRozan and Buddy Hield as opposed to the talks in bringing Ben Simmons to LA. But I mean, we all know Ben Simmons is
We
going to
don't
be
all
going
know.
to
We don't all know. Stop it. We
we
do
all
not
know
all know that.
we all know
We
that
all
Ben
don't know
Simmons
that. That is not
is
that
going to be
has
going
not been
to
solidified.
Brooklyn.
We got till 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 p.m. our time for that to take place. So
So
it's
you
not.
tell me why not Ben? Y'all
What
don't
do you
have
mean?
anything like Ben in
And we don't need anything
Brooklyn.
like being out there.
So why not Ben?
What do we need Ben for?
You would rather keep a unhappy you would rather
I
keep
don't
an
think he's.
unhappy
I don't think he's unhappy. I really don't feel like he's unhappy, bro.
you
I
don't
don't think. I don't. I don't think. Nah. I don't think. I don't think he's unhappy. I just feel like he can't get all like everybody's not on the court. It ain't what he signed up for. In other words, it's not what he signed up for. I don't feel like he signed up for him
for
playing
the
by
antics of
himself or playing
Kyrie.
with one of
Yeah.
the five. Yeah, him playing with one of the big
I
five
came
or
here for
big
this and
three.
this is what we got.
Yeah, that ain't what he signed up for, and I think I think that's aggravating and frustrating to him, and that's why he's acting out and speaking out about it. But I don't think he's unhappy. I really don't. I just think I signed up for this, and this is not what's happening. So why am I? Why should I continue to do what I'm doing here when I signed up for this and this is not what's happening? So I don't know.
So you would rather keep that as opposed to get Ben Simmons.
Yeah, because I feel like in my personal opinion, I feel like if he waits and waits until KD comes back, I don't know what to say about Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Honestly, yeah, that right there, that part,
I
and
think
and that's
that
probably what's
frustrates him
frustrating him
more
the
than
most.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that part
Like
probably
you are
frustrating him the
able
most.
body and we're losing and you just
And you
because
still sitting on the sideline or at the crib. Yeah. Yeah. Now that probably frustrates him the most because he can't really be mad at injuries because he's injured just about as much as KD's injured, to be honest. But yeah, in regards to the other part, in regards to Kyrie, yeah, that right there, that part right there, I'm sure is issue.
But I think it's going down, bro. I think y'all gonna have
Ain't but a few more hours. Ain't but a few more hours. 11 o'clock on Eastern. It's 11 a.m., almost 12 in Eastern Standard Time. They got about 3-4 more hours to make that decision. And they are in talks. Don't get me wrong. They are in talks in regards to trying to make that happen. However, they got to come to an agreement with some of the things in which
yeah,
right
because
now
I
Philly is not
think Philly
agreeing.
has to give up more.
Yeah, Philly's not willing to give up what Harden is unhappy. He don't like living in New York. He hates the traffic, and Irving is a part-time player. Facts. I don't know if he. I don't. Yeah, facts. I give you that, Anthony. I give you that.
Yeah, I think that's what Harden said like a couple of weeks ago.
But
When
the
when they
traffic
first
and all of
started.
that, I don't agree with all of that. He don't have to live in that. I mean, he doesn't. It ain't like he driving himself. No way. Probably. If he is, he may be. He may be. I don't know. But I mean, it ain't like it's an
So
issue
what you're
for
telling us
him.
is if you was making Harden money, you're not driving yourself?
No, for what? That's taking
What?
too much energy. That's
See,
taking too much energy from me, bro. That's
see.
taking too much energy.
Y'all
No,
see.
listen.
Look at
No,
this.
listen.
Look at
No,
here.
but to
Look
be
at here.
honest, listen. So places like that in New York, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not. No, I probably wouldn't. But if I was in other places,
San
like
Antonio, you driving yourself or you getting somebody
depending
else?
on what time it is, bro. Depending on what time it is, bro. I'm be honest with you. So like in Phoenix, I probably would drive. You know what I'm saying? LA, in nowhere in California am I driving. Nowhere in California. You see Kobe, God rest in, may he rest in peace. We see what happened with Kobe.
He wasn't flying.
He was, but he wasn't driving. That's my whole point. He flew. He flew. Come on, bro. Like that's my whole point. Don't nobody want to deal with that traffic. That's stress alone.
You know
Dealing
what's
with traffic
funny?
like
They
that.
have helicopters contracted to take people to and from
That's
the
right.
Super Bowl.
That's right. That's right. And hey, if I'm making millions like that, hey, let me get on that. Let me get a seat. Let me get a seat. Hey, give me and matter of fact, I want a bourbon while I'm sitting. Calm my nerves. I needed to calm my nerves. We got a game. I need to calm
Hey,
my
you
nerves.
just slow this thing down. Y'all almost made me spill my yak on my
You
back in the
almost made
corner.
me spill my yak. Oh yeah, man. Man, no.
That's crazy. I think I'm driving, bro. I don't
You
foresee.
driving? You
Yes,
gonna
I'm
drive
driving.
through? Hold on, Trey.
I'm
You're
driving, man.
gonna drive.
I'm
You're gonna
driving.
drive through LA traffic to make it to a game, to make
Yeah,
it to
I'm
your game.
driving.
You
I'm driving, bro.
what?
Unless I know how to fly, basically I'm transporting myself. No matter, even if it's flying, driving, whatever it is, I'm driving. I just can't.
I
Like
do.
I'm a person. I'm a person that gets. I get motion sickness if I'm not in the path. If I'm not in the driver's seat.
Oh, you and my wife are the same way.
So
She's
I
bad with
have to
that.
be. I have to be
She's
the person driving.
she bad with that too.
It's
Oh
even that,
man.
or you know what? I'm not happy of this. In no means necessary. I'm so not happy with this. But in the army, you have TCs, which is basically called the what tank commanders or TC, or basically you're the assistant to the person that's driving, because in most military vehicles it's hard to see to your left and right or different things. So the TC is supposed to be
That part is that.
that person that informs you and lets you know, like, hey, it's clear on your left,
Exactly,
it's clear
AP.
on your
AP.
right, and stuff like that, bruh. Whenever I was a TC, you might as well have just had my 4-year-old son in the seat. Because it started out like this. It starts out like this. We first leave. It's like, okay, you good to go. Good on the right. 10 minutes down the road,
Not that.
that
Yeah.
Kevlar. He say like this, like Sergeant
Yeah.
Beer. Hey, you good?
Hey,
You good?
yeah,
You
yeah,
good?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Bro,
That was me too.
we was
That
on
was
the
me too.
deployment. We was on the deployment. I'm the deployment, like real world deployment, like when it first popped off in 2013, when we went across the left from Kuwait and drove across the border in Iraq. We was on
Mhm.
a real on the MSR Tampa.
Mhm.
If you in the military, you know what MSR Tampa, main supply route Tampa from Kuwait going into Iraq. We was on the road, bro. Night operation. We're traveling and
Mhm.
taking the vehicles up because I was in a transportation unit. So they're on the heads and everything. We're driving up the road in the middle of the night. We're still trying to get up into Lille, where the airbase was, and we stopped for a second. I don't know what we stopped for. I just know we stopped for a second, and I'm sitting there. Next thing you
Mhm.
know, I hear, "Hey, hey!" I look up, me and the driver sleep, and we done held up the whole convoy. And they just out in front of us, and we sit up, knocked out sleep on the on the MSR, knocked out sleep. And he's
What?
like, "Hey, yeah." Oh my goodness! I was like, "Hey, wake up, let's go." And so it's just bad, man. The only thing that would help is if I had the radio to where I would take the radio, put it up in the Kevlar, and so that way, if they say something, the squelch from the radio will wake me up. But bro, I was
Mhm.
horrible as a TC. So that's
That
why
was me too.
I can't even now if I sit up and driving somewhere, like if we traveling somewhere, we gonna have to flip a coin, bro, because I
Yeah,
can
that was me
assure you,
too. But
by the time we get there, I'm asleep and you really? So
bruh, I was the same way. Bruh, I was the same way. Dude, bruh.
that Kevlar,
Let me
man, it's that
drive because
Kevlar.
let me
That
drive because if I'm not
Kevlar, then you
driving, bro,
got the vest on, the bullet vest and
bruh.
all that type of
And
stuff
then
with the armor plate in it.
that movement and that humming. Oh, bro.
Hmm. And then it's hot sometimes, especially man. Oh yeah, that it was horrible. But yeah, that's specifically why I gotta drive. That's why I gotta drive. If I sit back in the back seat, if someone chauffeur me or something like that, I'm going to sleep, and it's going to be like, "Hey, we're here, Mister Amir." All right,
Right,
appreciate it.
right,
So
absolutely.
yeah, so that's why I can't be driving. Okay, I'll give you that because I thought you was basically like, no, I make good money. I ain't got to go nowhere. I was about to say next, you got to give you baths.
Right. Hey, 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 hey. Prince Hakeem. Prince Hakeem. You can just call me Prince Hakeem. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Call me Prince Hakeem.
Oh goodness, those times. So of course, it definitely, like we were just talking about. As we stated, they are. So basically, you're willing to lose Harden next year and not get anything for him this year.
Mm, a trade just happened. Oh, what happened?
Oh, 1 second, let's
Yeah, I'm willing
get you the T.
to answer your question. I'm
Wow,
finna see. I'm about to find out.
did it go down?
Come on, bro. God. Oh, I ain't seen that yet. I ain't seen nothing about a trade yet. But
I don't know.
yeah, I'm
I
willing
think
to do.
I'm. You know what? When I like back in the day when I used to play, what was it, Madden?
Uh,
And during the season when you're getting while you're going through the season and you're trying to basically sign players and extend player. If I had a player that wasn't trying to extend and he said he wasn't
uh,
extended, and it's like it was a guarantee, it was just getting. I don't care who he was. It was, hey, you gotta go. I
yeah.
make a deal, go get somebody else and bring something else in and see what I can get for them while they're there. So in that same thing, if
Mm,
James Harden was hell bent on getting it up out of Brooklyn and I'm there and he's like, hey, I'm leaving, I don't want to be here, I'm not signing next
mm,
year, we got to find something for you.
mm,
But it'd be unfortunate because of course when blood is in the water, the sharks come out. And so it's like ain't no one trying to trade for a man that's not going to be there anyway. It's like, well, he ain't in the position. We kind of where we are right now. He would help us. Hey, let's forget it. We'll just wait it out. And then, it's no
mm.
value. He loses value. Let someone else be like, yeah, we'll go ahead and take him off your hands. But I myself, I would go ahead and move him. But I think the problem they want to move him, but it's they're having, like you said, the sticking point is that Philadelphia isn't willing to. They have to give up more for him, and they don't want to give up more because it's not just a clear 1-for-1. They have
Right.
to give more. Oh, that's what
Oh,
a 14 trade Bucks, Pistons, and Kings, and someone else.
I ain't seen that yet. If that's breaking news, I ain't seen that yet. Like it ain't breaking news. It ain't breaking news on First Take or anything like that yet as of yet. So I haven't
Who's the
seen
other
it.
team? The Kings. What the Kings trying to give up now? They
The
ain't got too
Kings
much.
in that trade too.
Yeah, like how they ain't got too much left.
I know.
Unless they
What are
getting
they
rid of
trading?
Sabonis. Let me see something.
That's crazy. What are they trading off again? He not already traded everything.
And then who you said the Bucks, the Pistons? Oh, I get Jeremy Grant is being traded. I'm sure.
Oh,
Okay,
probably.
hold up.
Report. Oh, hold on. Is that it? Yeah. No, I still ain't seen it.
The Kings trade Bagley to the Pistons. Marvin Bagley, the third, former number 2 overall pick in the 2018 draft, will reportedly be dealt to the Detroit Pistons as part of a 4-team trade, including the Los Angeles Clippers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Basically, Marvin Bagley will go via the Sacramento Kings, will go to the Detroit Pistons. Milwaukee will receive a Serge Ibaka from the Los Angeles Clippers. Dante Del Vincenzo from the Milwaukee Bucks will go to Sacramento, and the Clippers will receive Josh Jackson, Trey Lyles, Semi Ojeleye, and Rodney Hood. Um, Jackson and Lyles from Detroit, and Ojeleye and Hood from Milwaukee. So it's a 4, 5, 7, 7 player trade.
Oh, okay.
Clippers continue to try to get better as they know they're not going to have Serge
Hmm.
Ibaka, Marvin Bagley. Okay, to Detroit. So still no Jeremy. Okay, not the one I'm looking for. I'm trying to see.
That's not the one. Yeah, well, that's not the one we're talking about as of
Yeah,
right now.
I'm trying to see what the Lakers doing with Westbrook or who are they doing it as well as the see what Brooklyn's doing with Philly.
Yeah.
So, additionally, what came out in which at some point, Bishop, we're in that stratosphere to where we're getting calls to be like, "Hey, we want y'all to come out and participate and join us." last night the NBA's rookie, the NBA's celebrity All Star game roster was released, and you have Coach Bill Walton will be um, up against Coach Dominique Wilkins, in which their
Mm.
rosters are
Dragic traded to the Spurs.
for
Oh, that's
real.
what you was just talking about.
Yeah,
That's what Anthony Price just said. Is that what you was just talking about? Did you say that? I didn't hear you say Did you
Dragic
say
wasn't on
Dragic?
the Spurs. No, he wasn't on the Spurs. They just
No,
happened to. So that guy he got
they
traded from
said traded
Toronto.
to the Spurs.
Yeah, he got traded from Toronto. He's been up in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
So what's going on is Dominique Wilkins will be coaching, and his team will be a New York A Mayor Justin Bibbs, who I assume is a mayor of Cleveland, Kane Brown, Miles Garrett, Bobby Gibson, Tiffany Haddish, Jack Harlow, Krista Jackson, and what's that? Ajali Randadiv. As Coach Walton will have Jimmy Allen, Noah Carlock, Brittany Elena, Machine Gun Kelly, Dircia Hamby, Nigel Hudson, Matt James, Quavo, Ravenir Singh, and Alex Tusanen. Not a lot of people in which I know,
Mhm.
but I know one thing I do
Yeah.
know is Jack Harlow got some game. He can play, as to Ken Quavo. So when I look at this, I think I see. Well, I say that I was about to say I see who I think is going to be the celebrity game MVP. But yeah, that's that trade. Dragic going to the Spurs. I wouldn't mind having him in LA if I could get rid
Mhm.
of Russ. I just it's unfortunate for Russ, man. I was very hopeful, and I had saw big things potentially for Russ, and I think it's more so. I wonder if it's an anxiety or anything like that, where he's like playing in front, trying to
Could be.
live up and trying to play because he's just
Mhm.
like some of the shots he's making, like a 17-footer, and you're hitting the side of the backboard. Like, come on, bro.
Bro,
Like that's something I expect
like
to see
he's
in my
not
intramural leagues.
right. Right. That's why I said what I said the other day. Yesterday, I think it was when I said I could play because man, the shots he taking and the
But
way
you
he
want his,
missing, I
but
could take them shots.
you want his 44 million too, though. That's
But he getting 44 million for making shots like that though. For missing shots like that, he shot a couple of bricks, bro. Let me get mine. Let me get me that 44 million. You can give me 20 million if you want to. I missed the same shot, no problem. I promise I will.
I promise I can do the same thing.
I could do the exact same thing as Russ. I promise,
And
without question.
I even have theatrics. Like I go diving that balls into the
Yeah.
crowd or
Oh,
tripping
bro.
over people. Like I'm,
I'll give you a show. I'll give you a show, bro. I'll give you a show. I promise I will. I'll put fans in the seats.
if
I'll give
anything, they would
you a
have come
show.
see. It's like you seen that dude Davis that played in L.A.
Yeah. Absolutely, bro. Bro.
Shacking a fool all star,
Exactly. All stars. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
dancing
We
on the
get it.
sideline and on the bench and all kind of stuff.
Bruh. Bruh. All of that. All type of antics. Sure would.
Definitely,
Sure
very
would.
true. Of course, as we get ready to come closer to our time, hey, tomorrow is that day. We'll
Is
have
that
Ron
day.
Lowe on as Bishop and Ron look to get the pick that we have even won, extend the winning streak of
Let's
them, giving
go.
Bishop and Ron the opportunity to win outright, or we all come to a three-way tie, or lastly, we all have correction, or
A
Bishop
tie.
or Ron Lee wins. Those are only options. Bishop can't win. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
not
yeah.
going to
Oh
happen.
yeah. I
Either
can
we
win.
all
Don't
going to be
don't don't.
tied, or Bishop is losing.
Bishop
That's
wins or
me
Bishop
and Bishop
wins.
me
We
and
all
Bishop
gonna be tied
wins.
or Bishop wins.
That's how we gonna do that. So of course he'll
I'm just
say
telling
so
you. Y'all stay
at
tuned,
some
baby. It's
point
coming.
tomorrow we'll have myself and Bishop and Ron Lowe will be on to talk, saying whatever we got for the NFL as we are one weekend. I mean, as we'll be a couple of days 72 hours from the NBA. I mean, correction, the NFL. Granddaddy of them all,
Super Bowl
Super Bowl
56.
56 on deck. We get it. We'll do our picks and look forward to the interaction. But like I said, I can let y'all know what my pick. I can let y'all know what my picking strategy is. I'm picking opposite Bishop. No matter what he picks, no matter who I believe is going to win, I'm picking opposite of Bishop. We all, even we all fall down, or saying we all going to ascend together. One of the two.
Let's
Ron, he's new.
go.
Ron, he's if I had it my way, all of us would lose. But I can't have it both ways because obviously they could get in cahoots together. They'd be like, hey, you pick this, you pick that. He's gonna go this way with me. You just run. Like boys in the hood. Hey, if they show up, they don't want to bump. They don't want to throw no hands. So So it's like, okay, Ricky, you go this way. Trey, you go this way. He gonna follow one of us. In this case, I already know I'm following Bishop. I mean,
Yo.
I'm going the opposite way of Bishop, just so I can make sure if I get the right pick, then that means Bishop got the wrong pick, and that means he can go win. Hopefully, Ron picks the same as he does too, so I can be by opposite of both of them. But in any case, I
If
want
Ron
opposite of
picked the
Bishop.
same thing I picked, you
I'm
picking the
going.
opposite.
I'm picking the opposite. I'm picking the opposite
So what?
of
So
you.
what? So if
I'm
Ron
picking
picked
the opposite of
opposite,
you.
so if Ron picked opposite of me, you going with Ron?
No,
Still the same thing.
if I, that's I want that. If I would hope that Ron picks what you pick, so that way
That's what I'm
if
saying.
I
But if not, if he
if
picks
not,
opposite of me,
I'm
then
I'm going with Ron, and I'm picking against you. That's what's
let's
going on.
go. I love it.
That's what's going on. And being that y'all two are the top individuals, I pick
Let's
after you.
go.
So what I'm saying? So strategy,
Let's
that's all it is. I'm hoping
freaking
in a
go.
perfect world, I'm hoping y'all pick a certain team so I can go with what I believe to be my pick anyway.
You want
But
to go with the team in which you want to go with,
yeah, I hope that's what
outside of
happens.
what
But
my pick may be. Yeah.
yeah, but if that doesn't happen, I am fine with my decision to pick against whoever you're picking, with the hopes that Ron is going with that. So I would like to believe that Ron's going to go with his team, and if he does that, that I think that you're going to go with the opposite team. And so if you do that, that means I'm going to go with Ron's team as well. But if for some whatever reason y'all both go with that team, I'm fine with picking against y'all. It's cool. I'm with it.
I will
I'm
say
with it.
this: I already know who I'm going with, so stay
Mm-hmm.
tuned tomorrow, everyone. I've already got my team. I know who where I stand. Just know tomorrow it will be all she wrote, baby. All she wrote. Let's go.
we
Leg
all
up.
can. We all can.
Matter of
It's
fact,
just
you know what? I might go buy me a jersey. Go ahead and buy a jersey for tomorrow so that I can
just to
don it.
reveal. Just to do a reveal.
Yeah, just
Okay,
so I
that's what's
can
up.
don it. You know what I'm saying? Go buy me a jersey so I can don it and show you just um who I'm going with for this game. Mm.
We'll see. It comes down to this.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, that is all we have. Please be sure to tune in with us tomorrow, 09 to 1100 hours Central Standard Time. As I said, we have regular guest Ron Lowe on to talk about what's going on. Of course, we'll be talking about the honors, NFL honors awards last night to see how precise myself and Bishop was. We'll be talking about the trades, any other additional trades that have happened since we've gotten off the show. Of course, you hear us talk about the games from last night that is played. We'll be talking about just each and everything in sports predominantly. Of course, we're currently now predominantly NFL and NBA, but any sports news in which is out there, y'all be sure to hear it here. We greatly appreciate y'all listening. Bishop, any words, brother?
No, man, y'all have a great Thursday. Enjoy yourself. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, man, for the outcome or the picks for the Super Bowl 56, baby.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Yes.
spectacular.
So without further ado, y'all go ahead and get to work. Group attention. Fallout.
Cyro 5 Military Fraternity Incorporated. Appreciate it, Zach. Appreciate it, Freddie. Y'all have a good one. Be safe, and I